Dinkha Tepe is an archaeological site in northwestern Iran, in the modern-day West Azerbaijan province. It was an important settlement during the Late Bronze Age and Early Iron Age. The people of Dinkha Tepe were likely semi-nomadic pastoralists and agriculturalists, practicing a mix of farming and herding. Archaeological finds suggest they engaged in craft production, particularly pottery and metallurgy, producing weapons, tools, and ornaments. Excavations at Dinkha Tepe revealed burial mounds and tombs with grave goods, including weapons, jewelry, and ceramics. These people were likely closely related to early Urartians and Mesopotamians. DNA analysis of Dinkha Tepe people identifies two distinct clusters, the first of which is purely West Asian, descending from Iranian Neolithic farmers, Anatolian farmers, and Middle Eastern agriculturalists. The second cluster has additional European admixture. In this video, we will examine samples falling in the purely West Asian cluster. 2 of the 7 samples were male and both carried JY lineage. The most common predicted phenotype among them were West Asian and South Asian phenotypes. Every sample had dark eyes, with 5 samples having brown eyes and 2 having dark brown eyes. Every sample had dark hair with 6 samples having black and 1 sample having dark brown hair. The most common skin color was light brown, but 1 sample even scored dark brown skin. They had a wide range of hair textures, with the most common hair texture being curly. 5 samples had Greek noses and 2 samples had snub noses. Almost every sample was strongly predisposed to male pattern hair loss. The samples mostly had lower height. 2 samples scored low for odds of kidney stones. The Dinkha Tepe people had a strong predisposition to hemoglobin E disease and low odds of migraine. The samples had average odds of lupus, low odds of gout, low odds of eczema, and average odds of PCOS. The samples had average odds of cataracts, low odds of age-related macular degeneration, average odds of epilepsy, and average odds of asthma. The samples had average odds of vitiligo, high odds of myopia, low odds of corneal astigmatism, and high odds of primary biliary cirrhosis. Regarding cardiovascular predispositions, they had low odds of ischemic stroke, average odds of atrial fibrillation, average odds of deep vein thrombosis, and high odds of various cardiovascular issues. 1 sample was predicted to be a warrior and 1 sample was predicted to be a worrier, with the remaining samples falling intermediate between the 2 phenotypes. 1 sample was predicted to have lower D2 receptor availability and 1 had higher, with the remaining falling in the intermediate group. The samples had high odds of autism. The samples had average odds of Tourette's, ADHD, low odds of depression, and average odds of bipolar I and schizophrenia. The samples had average levels of empathy. The samples had average odds of type 2 diabetes and Alzheimer's. The samples had lower odds of obesity. The samples had average predisposition to epithelial cancer on the basis of 8q24 genotypes. They had average odds of breast cancer, glioma, high odds of thyroid cancer, and high odds of testicular cancer based on KITLG genotypes. The samples had average odds of leukemia and high odds of polycythemia vera. The samples had average odds of allergies and 6 out of 7 samples carried risk variants for various rare conditions. The samples had average odds of autoimmune disease based on HLA genotypes. They had normal odds of ankylosing spondylitis, high odds of type 1 diabetes, low odds of multiple sclerosis, although 1 sample did score very high for odds of MS, and high odds of rheumatoid arthritis. The samples weren't very athletic, only 1 sample displayed the athletic CC genotype in ACTN3R577X polymorphism. They had average odds of syncope and high odds of alcoholism. The samples had very high levels of LDL cholesterol, good iron levels, and a wide range of predicted telomere lengths, ranging from very short, which is bad, to rather long, which is good. The samples mostly had blood type A, but a couple of them also scored blood type O as their predicted blood type. Thank you for watching my video until the end. I want to remind you that links to all relevant data will be in the description, along with the links to my services which include qpadm modeling, FST runs, and AD16 coordinates.